Today I'm going to try to persuade you not to drink and drive. Two things that should never go together are drinking and driving. Drinking and driving comes with many consequences. You not only put your own life at risk, but you're putting others on the road at risk also. You may end up seriously hurting you or somebody else, or even killing them or you or yourself. States have different punishments if you are caught under the influence of driving. Some statistics and facts. Some of the effects that drinking has on your body that would interfere with your driving skills are: it slows your reaction time down, it impairs your vision, it interferes with your concentration, it messes with your judgment skills, it also creates a false sense of confidence. 32% of fatal car crashes, involve people that are under the influence of alcohol. Over 1.4 million people are arrested for DUI each year. People who drink and drive are responsible for 23,000 deaths each year. Some penalties that you might face, but each state is different when it comes to getting a DUI. But some of the penalties that an individual can suffer for all the states are jail time, a fine, and sometimes community service. For Kansas, the penalties are, for the first offense, are a 30-day license suspension, and that's the first offense. Then the next two times you're caught, it is a year suspension of your license. Also, for Kansas, if you get caught, you have to go to an alcohol or treatment course. On the second offense, you get an ignition interlock device. A ignition interlock device it operates on the blood alcohol content and will prevent the operator of the vehicle if more than the minimal amount of alcohol is detected. DUI offenders will usually be required to pay for the cost of the ignition installation, the rental, and the maintenance of the ignition interlock device. Some of the effects of the alcohol has on the body is when you drink, the alcohol goes into your stomach, which is absorbed by the bloodstream, and then the alcohol is carried to your brain. When this happens, it really affects us. When that happens, we lose our appreciation for the dangers of the road. We tend to drive too fast for the conditions. We're less alert to other drivers than we would normally be. Some of the people who are more likely to be involved in drinking or driving are young people. At all levels of blood alcohol concentration, the risk for being involved in a crash is greater for a young person than for older people. Among drivers with the blood alcohol content levels of 0.08 or higher involved in fatal crashes in 2010, more than 1 out of every 3 of them were between the ages of 21 and 24. And that's 34%. The next two largest groups were ages 25 to 34, and that's 30%. And then from 35 to 44. That's 25%. Motorcyclists are also in that category. Among motorcyclists killed in fatal crashes in 2010, 28% of blood alcohol content of 0.08 or greater. Nearly half of the alcohol impaired motorcyclists killed each year are age 40 or older. The motorcyclists ages 40 to 44 have the highest percentage of deaths of blood alcohol content of 0.08 or greater. Drivers with a prior history of DUI or DWI convictions fall in this category also. Drivers with a blood alcohol content of 0.08 or higher involved in fatal crashes were 4 times more likely to have prior convictions for DWI than drivers with no alcohol in their system. So, all in all, drinking and driving do not mix. It messes with you in bad ways. Alcohol goes to your brain and affects almost everything. You put yourself and others in danger when you drink and drive. If you are caught drinking and driving, there are many consequences in Kansas that you may face. An individual may have to face jail time or community service. So next time you are thinking about getting behind the wheel after a drink, I hope you think twice. Thank you.